not too bright, folks. Not too bright. But if you talk to one of them about this, if you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, and you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They say we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. And you say to them, well, you know, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. So, don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. And that's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a pencil. Got a pencil? Get the fuck in there. It's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education. Politicians know that word. They use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind. Someone's losing ground here.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show. But this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would 2 men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrivetime show starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zoellner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
Get ready to enter the Thrivetime show.
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Cutting Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm a dive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here.
Years ago, I had my wife and I, we co-created a kid by the name of Aubrey Napoleon Hill Clark. That's my son's name, Aubrey Napoleon Hill Clark. And people often ask, why did you name your son Aubrey Napoleon Hill Clark? Well, Napoleon Hill was the best-selling author of the book called Think and Grow Rich. That book changed my life. And one of the lines in the book, there's many lines, but one of the quotes in the book says, knowledge without application is meaningless. What? That absolutely changed my life. That idea that knowledge without application is meaningless. So in my day, a lot of times I get information that doesn't matter. So people will share with me information. They'll say, Clay, I want you to know something. I said, what do you want me to know? They said, I just want you to know there's a neighbor who's upset about the parking out there. And I go, this is the filter with which I filter everything. Well, it's meaningless. It's not knowledge without application is meaningless. I'm not going to do anything as a result of this. Moving on. Another example. We'll host conferences. And at every conference we ever do, there's always one person who thinks it's the best conference ever. And there's always one person who thinks it's the worst ever. They'll say, I cannot believe you would allow Mike Lindell to speak. He's the worst. And someone else says, he's the best. But either way, I'm going to have Mike Lindell speak because I like him. I trust him. I think he's relevant to what we're talking about. There'll be someone who will say, I can't believe you would have General Flynn speak. He's the worst. Someone else says, he's the best. And you can hear him yelling in the back, he's the worst. He's the best. Or in my office, we roll out a schedule, or the staff, the schedule. You're going to work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We're going to put on your schedule, and you're going to work these 3 days a week. And you, sir, are going to work these 3 days. And no matter what the schedule says and who's on it, someone comes to me and goes, can we talk? And I said, well, yeah, we can talk. What do you want to talk about? They say, I don't like the schedule. It's the worst. And then someone else says, it's the best. I love this schedule. So in my office, we work 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Thursday for some of my core companies. And some people think it is the best. And some say it's the worst. But it's the same schedule. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that knowledge without application is meaningless. And if you're going to become successful and productive as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to figure out what is relevant and what is not. And I believe that knowing your numbers is one of the most relevant things that every entrepreneur needs to know. You have to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, it doesn't matter how much you make. It's how much you keep. And so on today's show, we're going to be doing an interview with Ryan Hutchins. What his company is called Peak Business Valuation. What he does is he sits down with business owners all the time, and he tells them what their business is actually worth. And sometimes people, it should be worth more. I can't believe it's not worth more. They get mad. How dare you insult me with this low valuation of my company? Other people say, this is incredible. I never thought it would be worth this much. But it really doesn't matter how we think about our business and how much we love it or not. We got to look at the facts. What is our business actually worth? And with that being said, Ryan Hutchins, welcome on to the Thrivetime Show. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Thanks for having me, Clay.
Brother, I got to ask you, how often do you sit down with somebody and they're going, woo, thanks for helping me evaluate my business, buddy, because the number is pretty low and thus I don't like you. How often does somebody not like you because you share with them the truth?
Every week. I always tell people I'm the scapegoat.
Every week?
Every week.
So if someone's listening today, how do they determine the value of the company? What determines the value of a business?
Yeah, ultimately the value of a business is assessing kind of the financial operations of the company relative to the risk associated with achieving those figures like cash flow. And if there's a higher risk associated with achieving cash flow, it's a lower value. So a lot of attributes, most people at the end of the day look at multiples from other transactions that have taken place to assess value.
That's what most people do.
That's what most people do. That's what business brokers do. And like all the content that we write, our team and I on our website is all private transaction multiples because it's public information.
So if I'm listening today to this show and I want to know what's my business worth, how do you help people do that?
Yeah, so ultimately you can either go to peakbusinessvaluation.com or give us a call at 435-359-2684 and we kind of take you through kind of what the valuation process looks like. Because ultimately, like hearing multiples of, hey, my neighbor transacted their landscaping company for 4x EBITDA. First off, no one knows what EBITDA means. Secondly, what does a 4x multiple represent? And so when we jump on a call with individuals, we kind of walk through the process of one, how do we approach assessing the value of the company and how long it's going to take and what their involvement is going to be with us and providing that necessary information. And once we deliver our valuation report to them, we discuss, now that you know your value, what do you do next? Because ultimately, most people, like, understanding the value is one thing, but what they do next, what they act upon, the decisions that they make is more pivotal than knowing the value of their business to some degree.
So let's make this really actionable. Okay. So James, right now I'm focused on, the Reawaken Tour. That's what I'm doing. Okay. But I'm trying to make this applicable for anybody out there, no matter what business you're involved in or what you're doing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the Reawaken Tour takes place in 20 days.
Oh yeah.
And we have seating capacity there of 2,800 people. Okay. And we're within striking distance of being sold out. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. So in your job, again, knowledge without application is meaningless. So what can you do during the day? Because it's my job ultimately to generate the interest in the conference, to tell people about it. So I know every time that I hop on a podcast, and let me just show you folks, this is wild. This is real stuff. This is my actual life. This is your life? I can't believe you would transparently tell us. I think people have like a fake life they live, and then on their show, it's the fake life, and in the real life, it's different. Everything in red is a show I'm on today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13 shows I'm on today. Why do I have to be on 13 shows today? That's a lot of shows. It's more than 2.
Well, we have to make sure that we sell out the events and we gather as many patriots as we can, and we make the biggest positive impact in our nation that we can.
So all I can do, though, is be on the shows.
That's right.
That's all I can do. And I'll be talking to General Flynn today and Devin Nunes and some great people today, and Eric Trump. You'll be sitting right next to me when I'm on the phone with them. Actually, you'll be standing. I'll be standing, but we'll be on the phone, right?
That's right.
Right. That's all I can do. Right. I mean,
right. That's what I can do. That's what you do. And then I call everyone 1,000 times until they get tickets.
Yeah. Because when someone goes up to timetofreeamerica.com and they request tickets, the average person, this is how it works. If you request a ticket, we're going to send you a text so you know it's coming from us. And then we're going to talk to you about it, and you can name your price. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what you're going to do. But that's really all we can control.
That's right.
Like, I can't change what Joe Biden's going to do, and I can't change what China's doing, and I can't change. But all you can determine is how enthusiastically you call people, how consistently you do it. Right?
That's right.
And all I can focus on is getting on shows. Now, I've talked to my wonderful wife, and I'm like, hey, I need to be able to work 6 days a week. Look, everything in red is an interview. Look at this.
Wow.
This week. I need the bandwidth. I need as a family, I need to be on the same page that I'm going to do 40 interviews a week. Can we please be on the same page? She says, yeah. And that's how I do it. And I do 6 days a week. That's what I do. So I'm asking you, if you're listening today, what is it that you're willing to do? So we're going to go back into the business. I want to apply this into the business side of things for a second here. So we go back. Ryan, how did you first hear about us for those who don't know that story?
Yeah, so I was listening to Entrepreneurs on Fire with John Lee Dumas, and you were one of the guest speakers that day, and I thought it was very timely as I was looking for a new consultant. And so I just picked up the phone, called, and went through the 13-point assessment, became a client.
And how long have we worked with you?
It will be 3 years this upcoming May.
And how much have you grown during those 3 years?
218%.
It's a fact.
On the dot.
It's a fact. But most people don't know their numbers. So we go back now to the ultimate tracking sheet. This is big. I'm trying to help people. Again, knowledge without application is
worthless.
Meaningless. I'm a terrible teacher. Let me try again. Knowledge without application is
meaningless.
Yes, that's what it is. So people love to focus on what doesn't matter. People say, Clay, did you see the new Marvel movie? I go, no, I didn't see it. People say, Clay, there's a new song that came out. You should really listen to it. It's awesome. It's a Bob Dylan song. No. Hey, do you know that I only focus on what I can control? So I can only control that my focus is on the things that matter. Okay. So if you're listening today, I'm asking you, what are your goals for your faith, your family, your finances, your fitness, your friendship, your fun? I have a lot of goals for my family. That's not the answer I'm looking for. I have big goals for my family. Stop it. What are those goals? I don't know. Well, then, okay, you're not going to drift to it. But as it relates to your business, you got to have specific goals here, okay? So we're going to fire through these 90 miles an hour. Ryan, why does every client need to know what week it is?
Because it's an easy way to keep track of what's happening in your business and in your life. So if you don't know the week, then you probably don't know the month or the year.
Why should a client know their cash on hand? I'm just making up numbers here, but why would they want to know, wow, I've got $104,521.19 in my account, and the week before I had $102,000. Why should people know that number?
That number is important from a working capital standpoint. Like if you have, let's say, $105,000 going out in payroll,
yep.
Like you got to make sure you have enough cash in the bank account to kind of pay and cover that payroll. So seeing what comes in, seeing what goes out of your bank account is key.
I don't think most people know that. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe it's an insulting statement. I work with business owners every day. Do you feel, my 160 clients, we make sure we're like a boot camp for business. So if people go to thrivetimeshow.com and they schedule a consultation, my clients will know these numbers, but why don't most people know these numbers, Ryan? What is that all about? What is that all about?
Either they think understanding numbers is complicated because it's not part of their core task or their knowledge base, or they just are lazy and don't take the time to understand what numbers mean. So it's laziness, or they just don't care to learn because it doesn't impact what they actually do.
And James, I'm not asking you on this show how much you make or anything like that, but you moved here from New Jersey to help save America. And I have to pay you. I guess I don't have to, but I choose to pay you and you choose to work here. But every day, you've got to sell about 20 tickets a day.
That's right.
And yesterday, how many did you sell yesterday?
36.
There it is. And so, but I'll tell you the math here. If we have 2,800 people, okay, that are coming to a conference, someone out there helping with the math here, and I've got 120 days until an event, I got to sell 23.3 per day. It's not offensive either. It's not like it's an offensive number. And some people just have a real hard time with the chopping at that tree, swinging the blade at the oak tree every day. People say to me, Clay, how did you build DJ Connection into a multi-million-dollar company? People always ask me, did you ever think you'd be a millionaire? Yes, I did, actually. And they go, how did you think? What do you mean? I said, well, I figured step one, don't be dead. Because I was like, look both ways. Don't run with scissors. I'm just thinking, whatever I can do not to die, don't like that.
That's a good start.
No, that's why. No, I'm not kidding. I don't downhill ski. I don't jump out of airplanes. I'm very risk averse. Okay. I'm very just not a big fan of dying through some bizarre accident. Okay. And I know people, I'm old enough now. I know people have died in weird accidents, and how I don't die by parachuting is I don't jump out of planes. Okay. So pro tip, someone should put that on a t-shirt. So you got 3,650 days. It's 10 years. So I'm going, I want to make $1 million in the bank. So I got to figure that out. I'm going, I got to save $273 a day, bruh. And people are going, why did you drive a crappy van? Well, it was paid for. I was able to put $273 a day in the bank. People, then I get to be like, 25 years old. People go, man, did you ever think you'd be a multimillionaire? Yes, I did. I thought about it a lot. Every day, in fact. What? Yes. Churches, pastors will tell me, thank you for your donation. Thank you for your generous gift. And people want, I love that. But it's a set percentage that I like to do. I'm not like if I go to church and there's a big emotional message or the message is not good at all, it doesn't determine how much I will or won't give. Does that make sense? Like I'm not, oh, wow, that was a compelling message. Woo, I'm broke now. Or that message was terrible. I'm keeping all that money. It's just, it's taking the emotion out of it. Okay, you got to know your weekly expenses. Ryan, how often do you sit down with somebody at peakbusinessvaluation.com and they have no idea what those expenses are?
Pretty much no one knows anything about expenses. They have a general idea, and that general idea is always wrong.
Right. So let me just tell you something I'm doing today. I'm not going to tell you on this show what I'm doing. Okay. I'll just hint at it. A certain person will be in this building very soon. And when they're here for Operation Save America. And there are certain expenses and security that goes with that. And when said person is here, I will not be shocked they're here, but it costs money. And I got to know, what does that cost to get, the security, flying them, the whole thing. But there's something that has to be done. So I know what it costs. Now, I'll tell you what, though, when I start seeing round numbers on people's tracking sheet, I know they're lying to themselves. They're like, well, my expenses this month were $12,000 total flat. No, they weren't. I think they were. And it's usually people always tend to round down expenses and round up income. You ever see that phenomenon there? I see it all the time. So, but if I see someone who's got like $13,411.08, I go, that seems like a more likely number, but you start to see people rounding numbers up. And so I'm just saying right now, if you feel like you do not know where you're at with your business's finances, my call to action would be, you really need to get a checkup from the neck up. What you want to do is you want to take some action today. So I'm going to give you some options here. One, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you can schedule a one-on-one business growth consultation. We focus on offense and defense. Marketing, sales, branding, that's offense. Marketing, sales, branding, advertising, that's offense. Defense is accounting, legal, that kind of thing. But I also think you need to have some experts in your life. You need to have an accountant you can trust. I know you need to have an accountant you can trust. I know that you need to have an attorney you can trust. You need to have that. I know you need to have a consultant or a mentor that you can trust, that knows the path, that can lead you down the path. And I recommend you have a couple expert advisors. And one way you can find out what your business is actually worth and take the emotion out of it, take the emotion out of it, is go to peakbusinessvaluation.com. peakbusinessvaluation.com. That phone number is 435-359 2684. That's 435-359-2684. If you add up all those numbers, I have no idea what they equal, but it's 435-359-2684. Ryan, final thoughts here. Knowledge without application is meaningless. In your own business, you haven't drifted to success. And with the clients you work with, they haven't drifted to success. What would you say to anybody out there? What would be like your for anyone out there taking notes who's been kind of drifting around with their business? What would be the final thoughts you'd have?
Yeah, kind of going over those comments, like knowledge and knowing empower decision making. So by understanding your numbers on a weekly basis, your revenue, your expenses, your profit, your cash on hand, knowing the value of your business, you're better off knowing how to make more pinpointed decisions and more timely decisions than most individuals who wait until the end of the year to do their books, to understand their numbers. Like, if you know them on a weekly basis, you can move quickly and beat your competition and grow your business quicker, because it's all about timely decision making.
You know, I find this to be true, that a lot of times people can have more degrees than a thermometer and know nothing. I mean it. I see a lot of people have formal education. They have a degree in business and marketing and all that stuff, and they come to one of our in-person workshops and they go, I had no idea about anything which you taught over this weekend, and it changed my life. So I would just tell you again, knowledge without application is meaningless. You could have a great knowledge of the periodic table, the Tigris, the Euphrates, the Mesopotamia, the migration patterns of birds,
The mitochondria.
I mean, there's a lot of people that know a lot about black holes and, Stephen Hawking, and they're just like, man, I know all that. And you're like, well, your hardware store is currently on the verge of bankruptcy. That's true. So, but again, just acquiring general knowledge is not helpful, folks. So if you're out there today and you want to grow that business, take it to the next level, I'd encourage you, go to Ryan's website there. It's a great place to get started. If you already have a company, you want to get that thing evaluated, that's peakbusinessvaluation.com. Or if you want to schedule a one-on-one consultation with myself, or if you want to come to one of our in-person workshops where we can focus on yourself, we would love to do that. And you can get those tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. Ryan Hutchins, you're looking like you're smelling terrific, and I'll talk to you next week.
Okay, sounds good. See you, Clay.
You dude. Bye.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and our ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah, so here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months, or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like you said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut, and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country, where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building it into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy with Tip Top Canine, and I'm the founder.
I'm Rachel Wimpy, and I am a co-founder.
So we've been running Tip Top for about the last 14 years, franchising for the last 3-4 years. So someone that'd be a good fit for Tip Top loves dogs, they're high energy, they want to be able to own their own job, but they don't want to worry about, that high failure rate. They want to do that like bowling with bumper lanes.
So you give us a call, reach out to us, we'll call you, and then we'll send you an FDD, look over that, read it, fall asleep to it, it's very boring, and then we'll book a discovery day, and you come and you can spend a day or two with us, make sure that you actually like it, make sure training dogs is something that you want to do.
So an FDD is a franchise disclosure document. It's a federally regulated document that goes into all the nitty-gritty details of what the franchise agreement entails.
So who would be a good fit to buy a Tip Top Canine would be somebody who loves dogs, who wants to work with dogs all day as their profession. You'll make a lot of money, you'll have a lot of fun, it's very rewarding. And who would not be a good fit is a cat person.
So the upfront cost for Tip Top is $43,000. And a lot of people say they're generating doctor money, but on our disclosure, the numbers are anywhere from over $1 million a year in dog training, what our Oklahoma City location did last year, to $25-35 a month.
To train and get trained by us for Tip Top Canine, to run your own Tip Top Canine, you would be with us for 6 weeks here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So we've been married for 7 years.
8 years.
8 years. So if you're watching this video, you're like, hey, maybe I want to be a dog trainer. Hey, that one sounds super amazing. Go to our website, tiptopcanine.com, click on the yellow franchising tab, fill out the form, and Rachel and I will give you a call. Our Oklahoma City location last year, they did over $1 million. He's been running that shop for 3 years. Before, he was a youth pastor with 0 sales experience, 0 dog training experience before he ever met with us.
So just call us, come spend a day with us, spend a couple days with us, make sure you like training dogs, and own your own business.
Well, the biggest reason to buy a Tip Top Canine is so you own your own job and you own your own future, and you don't hate your life. You get an enjoyable job that brings a lot of income, but is really rewarding.
My name is Seth Flint, and I had originally heard about Tip Top Canine through my old pastors who I worked for. They trained their Great Pyrenees with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. They did a phenomenal job and became really good friends with Ryan and Rachel. I was working at a local church, and it was a great experience. I ended up leaving there and working with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. The biggest thing that I really enjoy about being self-employed is that I can create my own schedule. I have the ability to spend more time with my family, my wife and my daughter. So my very favorite thing about training dogs with Tip Top Canine is that I get to work with the people. Obviously, I love working with dogs, but it's just so rewarding to be able to train a dog that had serious issues, whether it's behavioral or whatever, and seeing a transformation, taking that dog home, and mom and dad are literally in tears because of how happy they are with the training. If somebody is interested, I'd say don't hesitate. Make sure you like dogs. Make sure that you enjoy working with people because we're not just dog trainers. We are customer service people that help dogs, and so definitely don't hesitate. Just come in and ask questions. Ask all the questions you have.